but you generally didn't really know who did all the tracks and
right,
production wise. A few
right,
George Martin and the Beatles,
right,
but
right.
you didn't. It's not until the late '80s you're hearing about Kashif, Mewtwo, then Teddy Riley and LA and Babyface, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and that whole. And all of a
Yeah,
sudden it's like, oh, producers. We know what producers are.
right,
So
right.
back in your, who was the first well-known producer that you kind of thought you kind of when you started to think about that, did you think, oh, Quincy Jones,
Yes,
or did you?
no. Maurice White and Charles Step.
Okay.
Those Earth, Wind, and Fire records changed my life. When I heard those records, it was something that I never heard before, and
Mm.
I just was blown away. How are they doing that? And so I would read the liner notes, the credits, and I just saw Earth, Wind, and Fire, Maurice White, Charles Step, and I just was studying those arrangements and vocal arrangements, and it blew me away.
Wow.
You know, those
Uh,
guys.
okay. It kind of makes sense when we get to listen to All Night, so I can sort of see stacked vocals and
Yeah,
everything. But
right.
so you're finishing while you're in college. Then is that you've switched to becoming a producer. What happens then? Are you then looking for producing opportunities or what?
Oh, well, here's what happened. And at that point, when I did the Funk Project, then I started getting the calls to play a lot of different records, and as a keyboard player. So I knew I was a good musician to come in and play and learn how to make. We used to call make a record dance, and this was before computers.
Mm,
So all those records were played by live cats in the studio together.
wow.
And so we would learn, when I first started playing records, I wasn't that good at it. And that's when I heard, uh, what's his name? Uh, I can't think of his name. He was playing with the band Stuff, keyboard player. Uh, he used to tell me about how to make a record dance. You got to learn how to make a record dance. And so then I started studying other keyboard players, bass lines and stuff like that, and learning how to make that record dance and stuff like that. And then I started getting called for a lot of sessions and things like that. And then with my band, uh, Force, we got the opportunity to audition for Fred Petras. And we won the Battle of the Bands. And we went to Milan, Italy for
Wow.
2 months
Wow.
to be revenge. Now, here's an interesting thing. When I met Fred Petras, while I was there, I was playing the piano, and he said, "Man, I like your feel. I like your idea. I'm working on a new band. When I come back to the States, I want you to play on it." The band was Change. So the
Wow.
very first Change album, I'm playing on that. Glow of
Wow.
Love, Searching, Lover's Holiday. I'm playing
Oh,
on those songs.
I didn't even know that either. I need
Yeah,
to I need to check the credits more, but that isn't. So you're on
yeah,
top already. You're on top. We're not even started yet. You're on Tom Brown, Funky for Jamaica, and you're on Change's debut album.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And those were by accidents. And so a lot of what I've done is just being in the right place at the right time. I would literally go to sessions and sit in sessions and go get coffee for people and donuts. People would laugh at me, but I wanted to be in the room. I
Mm,
wanted to learn. And so if I can make myself useful by being a runner, I'll do it. And there
mm.
were times I would do sessions and be coming and playing in the session. And then I would ask the producer, "Hey, is it okay that I stay and watch the engineer work?" And yeah, and I would go get him coffee and run around. And people would tease me, but I didn't care. I was in the room. I wanted to learn. And so since I was there, I'm going to do what I need to do to learn.
Yeah. What did you study in Queen's College?
Music, orchestra.
Oh, you learned the actual musicianship.
Yeah, the orchestration and comment. I was studying
Okay.
uh, orchestration and arranging, and choral arranging. So I was very big into arrangements by choral. So I, directed choirs, and I would use my choir as guinea pigs to try vocal arrangements out. So everything was music for me. Everything was trying to make a record, make it sound great. So,
And
and then
yeah, in the course, did they ever talk on the business side of music?
No, we didn't talk about that. No, I wish they did. I wish they did. But
And
no, we were just in the music side. We didn't learn that till we got burned. You
I was hoping for a better story where, like, yeah, we learned
No,
some, and I got a lawyer early, and we took, because you're talking about being on these records, and it sounds amazing to have them for your credits, but but somebody else is, yeah, you want to play keyboards on that, and thanks, and yeah, I'll put your name on it, but that's all you're gonna get.
yeah, I would get paid, but it was honestly, it at that time it was really not about the money.
Mm,
It was about learning the craft, and there was so much I needed to learn.
mm,
So just being able, I would pay to be in the room.
mm,
It wasn't about me making money.
yeah,
Now I know it sounds crazy now with everybody trying to get paid and all that. I get it. But for me, it was really about the craft and about learning how to make records and learning what great songs were.
yeah.
And so that's what I studied. And I was hell bent on learning how to do it correctly.
I think for those, I mean, I think maybe in those in the 80s, it felt like, because I remember interviewing Tammy Lucas talking about those early days making records at Teddy's house. You just, someone says, come sing us on a track. You don't think, oh, yeah, let me get my papers. You just, we'll sing here, we'll sing there. And it was about the enjoyment and learning. I think later on, other people took advantage of your enthusiasm and your craft, and that's when it started getting really ugly. But I think
Yeah,
what you're describing makes sense, where I'm gaining an opportunity, and I guess the more credits you have to your name, it opens other doors and it keeps opening doors.
absolutely. And the thing about the one thing that I was lucky about when I would do the sessions, I had some people around me that took good care, make sure I was in the union. Um, uh, so all the sessions were unionized, so I would get paid from the sessions, and that would go to my which I'm now reaping the benefits from because I'm getting royalties from being in the union from doing all those sessions and stuff like that. So that paid off,
Okay.
And then during the day, like I would do jingles. So back in those days, jingle business was really big. So
Ah.
um, doing commercials for McDonald's, it wasn't even McDonald's then. Be all you could be in the army and
Oh
this, that,
yeah.
and the other. And
You did
so
stuff. Okay.
I used to do it. I did a bunch of that kind of stuff. That's why I met Luther. Luther was doing jingles.
Okay.
Luther was doing jingles. There was so many of us that was our day job. We go do jingles, and then at night we make records. Yeah, and then I was
Ah.
playing in the band. So everything was music. I was playing at church on Sundays and experiment with the choirs on Monday nights at rehearsals. So it was all about learning the craft.
Okay.
It
No.
was, it was not, I never thought about money, which is crazy. But I thought about how can I make great records? How can I write great songs?
At this time, what are your parents saying about the progression? College, you're doing your music, you're getting paid to do sessions featuring on the records. Were they like, go get, we need to get you a job, or were they like, okay, so you're on the right path? What was?
Well, my parents were. My father didn't understand it at first because I was a really good basketball player,
Ah,
played high school ball, so he thought he wanted me to play pro basketball.
okay.
But music took over my life. My mother understood it because she would be at home while I'm sitting at driving her crazy, sitting on the piano 8 hours a day,
Mm.
learning songs. And I was in the band. And then my father, when I had my band Force, my mother talked him into coming to one of our shows. And he actually saw us perform and he was blown away. And so I never forget, he said, son, you got that gift doing music, man, go for it. And so he was behind me. But he passed away before he saw me go to Europe when I went to Europe to work with Revenge and do the change thing and came back. And my father passed away in 1980. So he
Wow.
never saw the success.
Wow.
He never saw the success. He passed away at 48 years old, cancer.
So
Wow.
And
so young.
yeah, so young. But he got a chance to see me make money doing music. and he saw my dream. He saw what I wanted to do. So I believe he's still watching from above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the early passing of your dad have any influence in how you wrote or produced it?
Hold on a second. Can you see me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
Okay.
because I had my mom and I was kind of being there for her and I wanted to be strong for her.
Okay.
But during that time, I'm an emotional guy. I'm a very sensitive dude. So I could hear a song and it brings me to tears. So I would always write from that heart of emotion. And how does a melody make me feel? And how do the words speak to me? So I've always written from that point of view, and I never was ashamed of that. And I still write from that to this day.
Yeah. 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 As I
You
said,
can hear that on your new album, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay.
They understand what those boys winning all
Play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.